So we're going to move on to changing the background color of the page. So the idea here is that they can pick a number between 0 and 8. And we have an array that has color names in it. And we will be subscripting into the array and using the name to change the background color. And we're also going to display the color name kind of below our numbers here. So that is our goal. So to do this, we are going to have to create a getColor function. If we look down here, okay, you will notice that that numeric input box that we were just looking at has a minimum value of 0, max of 8, and when it changes, we are calling getColor. So we have to create getColor. It does not exist. So this is a function, and we're calling it getColor. We don't need to pass it anything because we're going to use the ID to retrieve the number that they select. Okay, so we just have to say function getColor. We don't have to put anything in the parentheses, but the parentheses are required. And then we're going to have a couple lines of code, so we put curly braces at the beginning and at the end, okay, to signify the code that's in our function. Inside the curly braces, we are going to create an array, and you can name the array whatever you want. I'm going to call it colors. So it is a variable. I'm going to call it colors. And lots of different ways to create arrays, but I'm just going to use an initializer list. And I'm going to set the color names right in here. Now, if you're not familiar with color names, I did include a link to the W3 Schools color name page because you're going to need 9 of them. So if you're really good with color names, it might not be a problem. But because they're text, they do have to be in double quotes. And let's see how many I can remember. And I'm picking kind of light ones because this is going to be the background of the page. And let's see, I may have to, that's about it as far as my memory goes. So let me pull this over. Got 3, so I have to have 6 more. Alice Blue looks good, so let me come over here and we'll use that one. I'm not going to be too picky. Alice Blue. And let me see if I can find another one. Alice Blue. Yeah, I don't really want darks, so I'm going to do light goldenrod yellow. That's very long, but we'll do it. Now, I don't care which ones you guys pick. Just pick colors you like. And let's see. Now we'll go light sea green, do that. Or I could just go with normal colors. Light blue, light pink, light green. Those are going to be easy to remember. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need 1 more. And remember, we're going with light colors. Lavender. Of course, you have to know how to spell lavender. Okay, E-R. There. Whew, that was a lot of work. Okay, so now I have my array. And I am ready to continue on with my code. And let's see, after my array, I do need to put in a semicolon. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I've got my array. Now I need to retrieve the number that they selected from the input element. And so to do that, I'm going to be using parse int because whatever it retrieves is going to be text that needs to be converted. But I think it's easiest just to start with the document.getElementById portion, and then we'll add to that. So we've got document.getElementById. And the ID we need to use is down here. It is choice. So in double quotes, we're going to put choice. And we want to retrieve the value. Okay, so that will retrieve whatever they have entered. Now, it's retrieving it as text. So we're going to put this whole thing in parentheses. And we're going to take that text and we're going to send it to parse int. Okay, so parse int is going to convert it into a number. Now we do need to store that so that we can use it to subscript into our color array. So I'm going to say variable, and I'm just going to call it sub for subscript. Does not matter what you call it. Variable sub equals parse int, document.getElementById choice.value, and finishing it off with a semicolon. So that's going to retrieve whatever they selected. So now my next step is going to be to actually subscript into my color array and change my background color. Now to display the color on the page, I am going to target this little paragraph here and this ID, which is set to color. And I'm going to use inner HTML to change what is between my opening and closing tags, which right now is nothing. So I'm going to use inner HTML to put something there. So I'm come back up here and press enter. And I'm going to say document.getElementById, which looks like it's highlighted. So let me press enter. And we said the ID down here is color. .inner HTML equals, and the name of the array was colors. And then to subscript into that array, we need to use brackets. And inside the bracket, we need to use the variable that is storing the number, which I called sub. Okay, so at this point, all it's going to be doing is displaying the name of the color, one of these names, in this location. Okay, that's all it's going to do at this point. We have not provided the code to actually change the background of the page. We are going to do that next. So to change the background of the actual page itself, we are going to use document.body.style. Okay, and anytime you want to change CSS, that's pretty much how you start. And then we're going to do a dot. And then it's basically your CSS rule, whatever you're using for the rule. If it was font size or background, you key that in. Now, what's a little bit weird We're not changing the font size, but if we were, you can't use dashes here. So instead of the dash, you just capitalize the second letter. So if it's 2 words with the dash, you remove the dash, capitalize the first letter of the second part. So font size is an example. Let me think of another one. Text align. Okay, and you can kind of see it in here. Visual Code is trying to help me, but in CSS, it would be text dash align. You just get rid of the dash and capitalize the next letter. And what we're going to be doing is changing the background. So that is not 2 words. All we have to do is put in background. And so we're going to set that equal to our array name. It's basically the same thing we did up here. So if you're a lazy typist, you actually can Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste, and that should change the background color. So I'm going to save this. Let's go out and refresh our page. Hopefully this will all work. Okay, so I got the peach puff, linen. Seems to be a little delay, but it is working. Okay, so that was kind of updating HTML element and also changing the style.